Hey, hello, you're stuck in Traffic Wolf Gorlak. A few minutes riffing on IT and IT security. Today, looking at incident response plans and a couple things to do to adapt your incident response plan to the cloud. You know, when I was a kid, a wee lad, I had an ant farm, a Milton Bradley ant farm. It was the best. A little green farm, looked like a farm, and they sent you a tube of ants in the mail. Which was awesome. You put the ants in and they did the thing. So being a geek, I of course was fascinated by what motivated them, how they moved, what they decided to do. Read all about it. And you probably know, one of the things the ants do is as they walk, they follow the trail of pheromones and they leave behind them a trail of pheromones, right? And the more ants go in one direction, the stronger the path and the more likely more ants are to go. They basically build their entire world by following what they've done before. And in much the same way, we build our incident response plans that way, right? We build our incident response plans strengthening the connections, strengthening the procedures and policies of the things we've already done. The difficulty there is when you move into an environment you haven't been, right? Place an ant all alone in an area that no ants have walked. Follow or create procedures in a area that no IT has been in before. And that creates all sorts of issues, right? So the tip for you, there's a couple things that we can do when we're building IR plans in areas that no one's been to before. There's a couple of paths that we can follow that others have taken to help expand those details. And specifically when we look at things like the cloud, you may wonder, hey, what do I do about my IR plan now? My IR plan now is how to deal with malware and how to deal with phishing, which is what most IR plans are, right? I get malware all the time, I get phished all the time. I've got plans for both of those things. What do I do now when I'm in the cloud? Or insert new system here. There's a three-part process that you can follow. One is look at what new signals might be available to you. New communication, right? If you're in a cloud, how might the vendor notify you of something suspicious? How might you get information about the software you're using and vulnerabilities or an ongoing attack on that? If you're talking about a payment application, how might the payment processor notify you that there's been suspicious activity? So first, you want to establish good input, right? Good communication paths. Second thing is, with this new environment, you want to look at what's happened before. Do some research, do some Google, talk to some folks. What are some common attacks against this platform? So if we're talking about cloud, we may look at outages, attacks against the hypervisor, broad attacks against common infrastructure, think like Heartbleed or unpatched Mongo instances or what have you. Once you got some good scenarios that are frequent and are likely, you can start developing a couple procedures for that, right? Here's a scenario, here's a strategy, here's the procedure we follow. Third is communications back. How would you notify the cloud vendor if there's something going on? How would you notify your managed service provider if there's something going on? Payment, I mentioned a minute ago. How would you mention your payment processors? So by thinking about the communications in, a couple likely strategies, not a million, just a couple. Communications out, you can add to an existing disaster or incident response plan. You can add to an existing response plan to take into account that new environment, be it cloud or whatever. Got any good tips for incident response? Social media, comments, hit me up. Cheers.